Okay, so I've just been given a phone number. I'm going to try and call this person. City official, I mean, fairly high up. I know who the person is, and right now, naming names, I don't think is going to help any. But I'm going to call this official, and with a bit of luck, we'll be given permission to be able to either get inside there or be given some indication of when we can go and visit what's happening on the other side of these gates. All right, super. Thanks very much for your help on this one. So it's you must apply to the mayor's office. This is what we're being told. There's no set protocol for access to the venue, and I was told by an official now that once the application has been made, perhaps what they'll do is they'll get a bunch of media together, and the mayor will accompany us inside. I don't like the sound of that. I'd like to think that when the city is putting its best foot forward in the interest of the most vulnerable in our community, that there's free access on the part of the media to facilities like these. There's nothing to hide, and if we as the gateway of information, of credible information to the outside world, are denied access, and perhaps have to rely on very staged, managed moments to be able to, on a first-hand basis, see what's going on. It doesn't sit well given what's going on. We don't have the same level of restriction in any of the other activities laid on by any of the other tiers of government at the moment, other than perhaps facilities dealing directly with patients affected by Covid-19. We're all trying to be part of a solution here and to disseminate as much credible information as possible. I find it unacceptable, quite frankly, that our wings have been clipped in the way that they have, that it's been drowned in the levels of bureaucracy we're seeing, and perhaps the authorities are trying to buy time for themselves to be able to fix what's happening on the other side of the gate. We're able to draw no conclusion other than just that there's something behind these gates that either we can't see or that is not meeting minimum safety requirements at the moment. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure these gates would be open. We'd all be allowed to see what's going on. Right, as it turns out, we're not the only media who've been turned away. I've put out a number of calls to my colleagues in the media. I've just met up with a gentleman named Aden. He's from German media, Deutsche Welle. You were here last week, and the mayor of Cape Town said you're allowed in here at any point, right?
Correct. Back then they had a sort of press conference here, and that's when the mayor personally said, well, we will not block anybody from entering this place here. Everybody can have a look to see how it looks like. I understood they want to arrange it in a way that obviously it wouldn't be overcrowded with media all the time, which is fair enough, makes sense. But since Friday we've been trying to get a time slot, or a reply actually from them, to see when we could come back and have a look. We didn't get any response, so we just came here ourselves now to see how it is, if we could get in. As you can see, the same with you. You don't get in, we don't get in. We will still try to call the city, because I think it would be actually in their interest to show the reality here. What we saw on Thursday last week was a total disaster. I mean, everybody has seen the pictures. People climbing up the fences, shouting, we are taken here by force, we want to leave. City claimed they were not taken by force, so come back another time to see when it's not that crazy like Thursday, and now we are here and we can't go in. So.
And Adrian, have you been given any answers? I know you've put in multiple requests, but I mean, are you hearing anything back from anyone?
No. They have responded to emails. I was in touch with one of the city workers who helped us on Thursday. He says he will call back. I'm waiting for him to call back. He said he would call the camp management to see if we could get in. No clear response.
Well, once again, I mean, I made the point a bit earlier. I'm not too sure on what basis the media are being denied. There's a spirit in which this lockdown needs to be reported, and I think all any of us want to do is just for ourselves get a sense of how fellow Cape Townians are being treated. These are people who live in our city, and they're perhaps part of the most vulnerable sector of Cape Town society, and it's incumbent upon us, the people who tell the stories on behalf of those who are voiceless, to have their story told. It's very disappointing, it's very concerning that our voice in this case, more importantly, their voice, is being silenced.